Well, hello, and welcome to my program on Aging Fearlessly. I am your host, Guillermo, and I'm here with a series of new suggestions that I think can help you create your best life. Now, I've spoken in the past programs about knowing a prospective lover well enough to decipher the good and the bad in them before committing to a relationship. Discovering the good in a prospective lover is easy, but seeing the bad is a little messier because all of us as human beings, we have a tendency to hide our peculiar behavior until we no longer can. And this is why when we see signs of this behavior, we call them red flags. They're like warnings. In everyday life, red flags are used to signal oncoming dangers. When it comes to relationship, any relationship in fact, red flags give warnings of a serious, perhaps even dangerous character flaw that the individual may embody. Now, how can you tell you're seeing a red flag? Well, when you instinctively feel that something with him or her is off kilter. You see it and it seems strange. But I'm frankly not going to spend more time on red flags in romantic relationships. Instead, I want to talk about those red flags that are often evident in friends and relatives. And in many ways, these red flags are even more difficult to identify because they pertain to relationships that you've had with people that you've grown up with or known for a very long time. Now, why do I think today that this topic is important? One reason and one reason only. As you get older, your friends become more of a family to you than your own family. And this is why, you should not maintain relationships with toxic people who are supposed to be your support group. These relationships, if they're toxic, can suck the life and energy from you and keep you, frankly, from becoming the person you were meant to be. By the way, notice that I also included relatives in my red flag search here. This can be siblings, parents, extended family, members, and even your kids. Now, I know this may seem strange to you, but they too can be toxic people. And those relationships need to be managed in the way that protects you from their damaging behavior. All right. So let's go over what I think are some of these red flags. Number one, people who are trying to smother your flame. Now, you recognize that when friends or family members make you think that your accomplishments are neither worth celebrating or that you could have done better. You know people like that? They're quick to tell you how they see your efforts, and not having been good enough is how they describe it. Or they lessen your accomplishment by comparing you to someone else who accomplished a similar thing much faster or at a younger age. Now, people who don't want to see you shine either envy you or they like to think they're better than you. In some cases, they may actually be afraid that you may pass them if you're successful. Whatever the reason, they think they need to stop you by diminishing your efforts. And they will try. Number two, people who are judgmental and often talk trash about others behind their backs. Now, I'm never quite sure exactly why someone wants to do this. Does denigrating others makes them feel better about themselves? It must. But are they wanting you or your support or approval to put others down? Whatever the reason, you cannot trust them, for you can be sure that they denigrate you to others when you're not around. Oftentimes, these friends intentionally sour friendships you may have in common with them by informing them of something you may have said that they are portraying as a criticism you have about these friends. Number three, people who steal your energy with their negativity. Now, you know the type of person I'm talking about. These are the people who see everything as wrong or unjust in the world. To them, frankly, no one has good intentions. Everyone is out to screw them. Everything is wrong or unjust. Think about someone like that in your life. I'm sure that after being with them, you feel drained of energy and depleted of your good feelings. These are people to leave behind. Number four, people who constantly need to be the center of attention. No matter the conversation, they will manage to change it to be about them. Whatever creative idea you may express they always have a better one. No matter what you did, they did it better. People like this are always playing, can you top this? They have no room for you in their lives because it is always about or for them. Period. Number 5, people who always involve you in their drama. These are people who are always embroiled in one problem or another. You know anybody like this? I certainly do. They can even turn a simple everyday event, like going to the grocery store, into a time of conflict. It is impossible to have a relationship with someone like this because, should you need their help or support, they will either worsen the situation by loading their problems onto yours or just makes yours more difficult with something that they did. Number 6, people who always need something from you. Now, these type of people are somewhat connected to those in number 5, except that they seem to always need your resources to solve their problems, like borrowing money to pay their bills, or borrowing your car because theirs is out of gas, or borrowing tools or clothes, etc. And one thing you notice when you have a relationship with this kind of person is that they never return your things or pay you back. Now let me be clear. There's nothing wrong with using your resources to help your friends and family members. Sometimes they truly are in need, like they lost a job or were injured in a car accident. But when requests like these happen on a frequent basis for no apparent reason other than to make things more convenient for them, then chances are that you are being taken advantage of by that person. I assure you, if the time ever comes when you needed to turn to them for help, they will find some reason why they cannot be there for you. And this is because for people like this, you're nothing more than a human ATM. Now, I realize that it's not fair to categorize people, and I've done that in these last 6 examples. Nothing's ever absolute. I get that. And just because you see a behavior in someone that seems like a red flag, it doesn't mean that you should run like hell from them immediately. And you need to do more research. But when you see a potential red flag like this, you do need to take stock and proceed with caution. I say this because good supportive friends and family members should make you feel seen, heard, supported, loved. Remember, as you enter the 3rd phase of your life, you simply don't have the time to waste on relationships with the kinds of toxic people that exploit, deplete, discourage, and take advantage of you. The fact is that sometimes you have no choice but to give up on them or distance yourself from people like the ones I described, even when they're close family members like a mother, father, sibling, or even a son or daughter. I know that sounds rough, but this is not because you don't care for them, but because they really don't care about you. Well, at least think about what I said today. Thank you for tuning in.